Greetings, dear people of God at Trinity and beloved friends beyond. Thank you for joining me for this week's Reflections from the Other Side. This morning started early. I was fasting before my CT scan, a procedure that basically checks out how things are going. So I was hungry and anxious as I checked off the day's schedule, labs first, then CT, then immunotherapy infusion. By the time Michael brought me home, I was exhausted and kicked off my boots to take a nap. Nothing but the distant sound of traffic, no familiar construction sounds on our street assailed me. Lying there, though, I realized that I had completely missed a source of joy that greets me each morning these days. Perhaps you all are experiencing it as well. It's the sound of birds. The morning chatter and the bird song that greets me each day from the community of different birds who live just outside my window fills me with such an air, a feeling of hope and possibility, if I only stop or at least slow down and listen. Look at the birds of the air, who neither sow nor reap nor gather into barns, and yet our holy God feeds them. That sound is a gift to begin my day with a sense of gratitude and amazement, if I pause, a pause for praise. Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel lived and breathed radical amazement. He said, "Our goal should be to live life in radical amazement. Get up in the morning and look at the world in a way that takes nothing for granted. Everything is phenomenal. Everything is incredible. Never treat life casually. To be spiritual is to be amazed. To be spiritual is to be amazed." Heschel continues, "As civilization advances, the sense of wonder declines. Such decline is an alarming symptom of our state of mind. Mankind will not perish for want of information, but only for want of appreciation. The beginning of our happiness lies in the understanding that life without wonder is not worth living. What we lack is not a will to believe, but a will to wonder, or to radical amazement. Awareness of the divine begins with wonder," Heschel says, "with being radically amazed." There are so many reasons these days to be distracted, overwhelmed, anxious, preoccupied, busy, exhausted, frustrated, disillusioned, depressed, aren't there? And yet, what about amazement? What if we met each day, lived each day in radical amazement? In one of her most beloved poems, When Death Comes, Mary Oliver writes, "When it's over, I want to say all my life I was a bride, married to amazement. I was the bridegroom, taking the world into my arms. When it's over, I don't want to wonder if I've made of my life something particular and real. I don't want to find myself sighing and frightened or full of argument. I don't want to end up simply having visited this world." When she writes these words, "I want to say all my life I was a bride married to amazement," I think Mary Oliver is telling us that wonder, like marriages, is hard work. Marriages take nurturing and constant vigilance. They take intention. By comparing herself to a bride, she yokes herself, she commits herself to being amazed in her life. She gives herself the lifelong assignment, however difficult, of looking up in wonder, in amazement, looking up and listening to the bird song, brightening the darkest day. Amen.